I welcome all the children of 10th for today's science class. We will be studying about series and parallel combination of resistors. We will also learn about the various equations for electrical work and for electrical power. We will also learn about the commercial unit of electrical energy in today's session. In series combination, we find all the resistors connected end to end, forming a single path for electric current to flow. In parallel combination, we find all the resistors connected across each other, having same common points at the two ends for all resistors. We can see the diagrams having a combination of three resistors in the first case and a single resistor in the next case. If a single resistance can replace the combination of resistances in such a manner that current in the circuit remains unchanged, then the single resistance is called as equivalent resistance. We see in the diagram three resistors R1, R2 and R3 connected in series. We can also see the positive and negative terminals of cell providing potential difference of V volts. We also see the direction of current indicated by arrow marks. We are now going to learn more about series combination of resistors. Current through each resistance will be same. Total voltage across the combination is equal to the sum of voltages among individual resistances. V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Voltage across any resistor is proportional to its resistance. V proportional to R. So we have V1 equal to IR1, V2 equal to IR2 and V3 equal to IR3. Equivalent resistance for series combination will be equal to the sum of individual resistances. Rs equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. When we want to increase the resistance, we connect various resistors in series. So, equivalent resistance will be larger than the largest among individual resistances. We see in the diagram three resistors R1, R2 and R3 connected in parallel. We can also see that current I divides into I1, I2 and I3 across the three resistors R1, R2 and R3 respectively. We are now going to learn more about parallel combination of resistors. Voltage across each resistance is same and is equal to the applied voltage. Total current I is equal to the sum of currents through the individual resistances. I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Currents through the various resistances are inversely proportional to the individual resistances. I1 equal to V by R1, I2 equal to V by R2, I3 equal to V by R3. Reciprocal of equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of reciprocals of individual resistances. 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. We can decrease the resistance by combining the resistors in parallel. Equivalent resistance is less than the smallest among individual resistances. We will now study about the equivalent resistance for series combination of resistors. The question can be asked in other ways also. Like directly, they can ask us to prove that Rs equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 for series combination of resistors. Sometimes for equivalent resistance, they may use other terms also, like effective resistance or resultant resistance. They all mean the same. In this derivation, we will also use few concepts which we have discussed earlier. We have three resistors R1, R2 and R3, which are all connected in series, just as we saw in the diagram. Same current I will be flowing through all the resistors, but the potential difference will vary across the resistors. If V is the total potential difference, then V1 is the potential difference across R1, V2 is the potential difference across R2 and V3 is the potential difference across R3, such that V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. We can know the values of V1, V2 and V3 from Ohm's law, and the equation V equal to IR we have studied earlier. When we substitute the values in equation 1, we observe that current I is common on both sides, which gets cancelled. So we get the required equivalent resistance Rs equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Let us now see the derivation for equivalent resistance for parallel combination of resistors. We can observe that all the three resistors have common endpoints at both the sides. We can also observe the total current I dividing into I1, I2 and I3 across the three resistors in this case. Total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. By applying Ohm's law, we can substitute the values of I1, I2 and I3. As potential difference is same in parallel connection, we find I1 will be equal to V by R1, I2 will be equal to V by R2 and I3 will be equal to V by R3. Considering Rp to be the effective resistance in parallel, we can write V by Rp in place of I, the total current. We then can cancel V on both sides to get the equation for effective resistance, that is 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. The reciprocal of effective resistance in parallel combination is equal to the sum of reciprocals of individual resistances. We can summarize the important differences between series and parallel combination of resistors. Rs equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 for series combination and 1 by Rp equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 for parallel combination. In series, the current flowing through each resistance is same. Single path exists for the flow of current. In parallel, the current divides among each of the resistances and multiple paths are available for the flow of current. In series, the potential difference may be different across different resistances. In parallel, same potential difference exists across all the resistors. Let us now study the various equations for electrical work. From the definition of potential difference, we have V equal to W by Q. By rearranging it, we have W equal to V cube, which is the first equation. For charge Q, we will substitute Q equal to IT, which we get from the definition of current, and we get the second equation W equal to VIT. In equation 2, we substitute V equal to IR, which is nothing but Ohm's law. So we get W equal to I square RT, which is the third equation. In equation 3, for I, we substitute V by R, which is again from Ohm's law, and we get the fourth equation W equal to V square T by R. For solving problems based on the given data, we can select the suitable equation. Let us now study the various equations for electric power. From the definition of power, we know power equal to work by time. From the definition of potential difference, we have W equal to V cube. We substitute this in equation 1, and we also know that charge by time is current. So we have the second equation, power equal to V into I, that is voltage into current. From Ohm's law, we know V equal to IR. When we substitute this in equation 2, we have the third equation, which is power equal to I square R. From Ohm's law, we can once again substitute I equal to V by R in equation 3. We then get the fourth equation, power equal to V square by R. For solving problems, we can select the suitable equation based on the data given. Every month, we pay the electricity bill in our house. The bill amount depends on the number of units consumed by us. But what is this unit? This is the commercial unit for electrical energy. The commercial unit is kilowatt hour. But we already know about joule, which is the unit of energy. Now we will see how these two units are related to each other. Kilowatt hour is the commercial unit of electrical energy. 1 kilowatt hour is the electrical energy consumed when an electrical appliance having 1 kilowatt power rating is used for 1 hour. We shall use the formula energy equal to power into time. 1 kilowatt hour kWh is equal to 1 kilowatt into 1 hour. 1 kilowatt is equal to 1000 watt and 1 hour has 60 minutes and each minute has 60 seconds. So we have 1 kilowatt hour equal to 3.6 into 10 power 6 joules.